Yo 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 yo. Yo yo yo. I'm gonna come in here. Look for it to come down. Looking for it to come down here. Possibly come down to this 2020 area. Really just looking for momentum to slow down here. See how this candle closes. Right now we're looking to play Amazon after earnings. Was yesterday. For a scalp. If that's how it closes. I'm gonna go long here. Wait, we'll see how this 5-minute closes. Let's see, it's 15-minute chart. Give this candle like 15 more minutes. Not 15 more minutes, 15 more seconds, 5 more seconds. Can't see when to break down here. Looks like it wants to go lower. We'll wait for a close on the 5-minute. Massive sell off here. $20.37. Broke below here, broke structure here. It's going down. Very nice. Put on some music. Let's see. Can we get a load study set Bollinger? Not quite slowing down yet. We got a little bit of a doji there. We'll give this about $40. Alright, so we got a big candle, small candle with a wick. Smaller candle. Might be looking to get long here, and the 2040 contract. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get long here on the 2040 contract. Wait a second. Let's just see how this goes. Looking for an opportunity to get long here. Let's just continue to sell off. Honestly, I might just keep going to the support here. Let's just wait for it to test the support here. It's being very patient right now. If we get in on this 2020 level, really good chance of a bounce or breakthrough. We just got to see what happens at that level. Alright, so we have significantly smaller candles now. Momentum's definitely slowing down. Really good opportunity to get in here. It's just a question of whether to wait a little bit longer or to get in now and risk about potentially $10, which is a little bit too much. Alright, 20-30 calls. See how this candle, it's continuing to go down. Let's see if we get a 20-25 call. Alright, switching to the 20-30s. on contract. See if we could get in for 44. See if I could get in for, what's the average price now? 45. See if we can get in for 44.75 here. Sending it in. So we have a contract in at the 20-30 calls. Looking to get filled here at the 44.75 on the fill here. Looking for a little bit of a pullback to get filled. I mean, I didn't wait for the confirmation here, so could be very big yikes. Alright, it's continuing down. Just gonna be patient as long as it holds this on the 5-minute chart here. See how it holds on this 5-minute chart here. Gotta give this time. I want this next candle to bounce right back up here. We'll wait to see how this next candle closes here. If this candle closes below, then I'm gonna say psych. See you later. Still have about 20 more seconds here, or 40 more seconds here. This could be a big loss here. Give this trade about 20 more seconds for it to buy back up here. Looks like I'm gonna get out here. Loss here. Let's wait for a little bit of a slowdown here. This thing's gonna bounce hard. We get a confirmation. Yeah, it looks like the big wick was what I was kind of like looking for there. Should have waited a little bit. That was the kind of wick we were looking for. Possible re-entry here. Broke structure down here. Could be a fake out. Looks like I got faked out there. See how it handles this resistance line. Is it gonna just pop back right back up? Alright, I think I'm gonna looking to get long again here. That was a nice buyback here. Really can't afford to take another loss today. Let's see how this works out. Let's see how this plays out. Yeah, let's not take another trade here. I already took a big loss. Let's just see how this goes. Let's just see how this plays out, if it played out in our favor or not. I think this was just more of a setup on the 5-minute chart, and then I was trying to execute on the 1-minute chart here. Didn't really work out for me because I kind of got faked out of this line here. Maybe if I would have waited for the 5-minute to close. Yeah, if I had held right now, I'd be up $100 instead of down like a K. How much am I down? Currently down about 778. That big wick though. This is a perfect setup, it seems like. And the 15-minute too was a retest. Man, I think I'm gonna take the risk, go long again. I can't go long here. Let's see how this 5-minute candle closes. If this 5-minute candle closes below again, then we're kind of fucked. So I really want to be patient here. I mean, on these longer time frames, looking like a bigger sell-off here. Let's see. Let's watch the E-minis. Ooh, similar setup here in the E-minis. Kind of like a big sell-off here. See if we can't go long here. Looking like a beautiful opportunity long here on the E-minis. I'm gonna, on the quick chart, I'm gonna pull up the Amazon, so keep an eye on what's going on. Man, that would have been a beautiful long entry for me on Amazon. It's just so beautiful. But I came in a little bit too early, got faked out, stopped out, so nothing I can really do there. 60.25. See if we can't scalp a quick handle here, the 65 area. Have a little bit of a wick here. See if we can scalp a quick handle here with the 66 area. 66 looking to pop off. 65.50. See if we can't get filled here at the 65
Order
area.
filled.
Let's try to sell right here at this 65.25 area.
Order filled.
There we go. 66. Let's check out Amazon again. What are we doing here? It looks like we're kind of consolidating here. That big wick though, so it is respecting the support here at this pre-market, kind of like a pre-market downturn where it kind of trying to change back up to a bigger time frame. Should have been more patient there, let it play out a little bit, but the risk level is just crazy. Kind of cut losses there at the like I followed the rules of my trade, you know, I just kind of got faked out there. Told myself if this candle closed below, I would get out. That was kind of my exit there. I should have waited for a false breakout, then got in. That's probably should have been my play. Instead of trying to chase one of these, you know. My goal was to maybe hit 2040 again. So let's see if it hits 2040. See how this trade would have played out. See if I would have been right. See if I would have been right or not. Look like so far, it's a good thing I got out there. But, you know, this is a kind of my setup, but much slower move here. Because it's on the 5 and 15. But charged instead of the 1 and 5, which is what I normally trade. Just happens that it turned out to be a 5 and 15 setup. Let's see if it would have kept going up or not. Give it about 9 more minutes here. Let's keep an eye on the E-minis here. We're gonna trade the E-minis. Not gonna trade Amazon today again. Down about $780. Got in a little bit premature there. That's alright though. It happens. Watching the E-minis here. I'm gonna get rid of these studies. Let's watch the price action. See if there's not another entry long here. Momentum kind of slowing down on this 1 minute chart here. Let's see how this kind of closes. Alright, it's going to keep closing red here. Actually, I mean, it's slowing down on the 1 minute, but the 5 minute is still very big red. So is the 15. The 15 is a little bit big here. Let's see, where are we looking in terms of support? Right here is a little bit of a support zone here. There you go, right here. Let's see if we can get long here for a contract. I'm liking this big wick here. Just a little bit of a wick here. Not perfect though. Let's see how this next candle closes on this 1 minute here. Alright, another doji. How's this candle gonna close? Honestly, looks like there's so much momentum downward on these bigger time frames. Like the 5 and 15. Small wick on the 15. The 30 is just huge. So it's a 1 hour. Let's see how this candle closes here. I got about 30 more seconds before I want to get in here. Alright, that kind of closed good. Let's see if we can get long here. This 62. Buying 3 at the 62 here. Just waiting patiently to get filled here. Don't really want to chase if I don't have to. No, I didn't really get filled there at the 62. Let's go for... Just can't wait for a little bit of a pullback here. 350. Maybe 63. See if we can get filled to 63. No, it's just gonna keep moving. Let's see how this candle closes here on this 1 minute chart. See if we can't get in here. 60-25. Stops at 63. See if we can't get filled here. See 63.50. Can we get? Now I'm chasing a little bit. No, we're right about direction though. Just couldn't get filled here. Saw momentum slow down. Tried to get filled here at 62. Kind of ran off without me. That's okay. There's always next time. See what Amazon's up to. I think it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I just got faked out there. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's almost at that 2040 target area. I got stopped out here. So bad. It was probably like $20. Bigger than I would like to be. These movements, these swing lows are just so big that I have to keep a really wide stop for it to stay within my favorable trading range. They're really hitting this 2040 area now. If I had held down another like 15 minutes. Beautiful setup. This is what I always look for. Slower, smaller candles here as it heads towards resistance. On a Bollinger Band, that would look like it was hugging the downward standard deviation, and it would curve in. This is probably like the 5 EMA or something right here. We could turn it on to check out. Yeah, see? It's following the sweet curve on this sweet curve right here. And then it's coming up to this, not necessarily the 5. The 5 would be this dark blue one. This yellow 8 EMA here. This 2040 price target is what I was looking for here. Came in a little bit early. Came in a little bit early here. This is my entry here at this 2030. Got stopped out here at 2010. Bigger stop than I would have liked, honestly. I would have liked to close probably at 2020. But I had to wait for this candle to close before I got out. What I was kind of hoping for here was that this candle kind of like broke out a little bit with a wick, so I was hoping that this one would pop back up, kind of like this one did over here at 943. I was hoping this 941 candle would kind of pop back up here, close green, and then we would have this run up here, but got faked out. Stayed down there for about 2 minutes. The important thing is that I follow my rules to trade, because this setup has a higher win percentage than a losing. Pretty much a 70% win rate. Just happens today. Happened to be a loser after earnings, a little bit more volatile, so took a little bit of a bigger loss here because the swing lows are a little bit bigger. We could take about 2 more losses before we have to kind of bankroll ourselves until we get on a little bit of a win streak here. Maybe like 4 losses if they're a little bit smaller losses. I should have waited for this 5 minute to close. But at that point, I mean, this could have kept going down. Playing devil's advocate here. If this kept going down after that, if this 5 minute closed down here, the next candle would have been too much risk for me. See, if like this one closed down here, my time frame to get out would have been like maybe like 15 seconds before this thing just started dumping. And a little bit too much risk here. Ended up playing out in my favor. Just getting stopped out. Hopefully you guys can learn a little bit from my mistake here. Yeah, it's continuing to run up here. This would have been like a $13 move up so far. The risk reward of that trade, where it got stopped out versus my price target, was also not good here. Some things I could have done better. Cut my losses shorter. Yeah. But you know, what can you do? It's all hindsight. Don't really feel too bad about it. Still followed my rules. Still was right about the direction. My execution needs a little bit of work here. Alright, looks like I'm gonna end the stream there. Nothing else to really do here. So thanks for tuning in.